Hey guys, it's Vera Sweeney, and I just wanted to do another quick update on time blocking. Now, this is going to be very specific to my schedule, but you can do this and figure it out for yourself, figure out how you want to split out your day. But this is basically a great way to look at how you can sort of divvy up your tasks and not free fall. I just sort of posted that quote, that comment in Permission to Hustle, and there's some real truth to that. If I sit down and I sort of space cadet, don't know what I'm doing, how am I going to get through my day, I end up getting through nothing. But if I know that I have to get through my designated time slots throughout the morning, I tend to get more stuff done. And so I have a planner. I was going to show you, I have this printout that I usually go by, but it would probably take me some time to find it. So I'm just going to sort of give you a rundown of what I do during the day. So the first thing I do, obviously, is I sort of skim through my emails and look for any red flags. So if there's something that's on fire, something that I've missed, some deadline that sort of slipped my radar, I handle that. And if there's no red flags, then email is not a priority. I will get back to everybody after I get through my morning routine. So red flag fires first, all emails are second. And I read a book, and I can't remember what book it was, but there was a really great notion in the book that emails are other people's agendas. So other people's business are your emails. That's their stuff. That's their schedules. That's their questions, their priorities. That's not on necessarily your to-do list. And so if you spend your first hour of the day catering to other people's needs, that really can kick off your mood or your schedule on the wrong foot. And so once I read that, I stopped dedicating my introductory hour to all the emails, because I thought to myself, I don't want to spend my time on other people's to-do lists. I want to spend my time on my to-do list. And that really changed my perception on how to handle incoming emails. Now, if it's a gig, if it's a PR rep that's asking, like I said, a red flag question, of course I get back to it. But if it's a generic, request, or something that really is a medium or a low, I'll get back to it after lunch. And it's been working, and it's great. So the first thing I do for me personally, this is my personal life, is I try to get my YouTube videos up and out. I try to do one a day. Sometimes I do two. And I do that in the morning because my husband leaves the house in the morning. He goes and he gets our coffees and our teas, and I have some quiet for about 25 minutes. It's the only time of the day that I'm alone, and so that works for me. I need to do this during this time. And I know I only have that time alone. The rest of the day, we're both in here. He has calls, I have calls. It becomes chaotic. So the first thing I do as soon as the kids are out, I do my YouTube video, and then I'm off of video. I don't have to worry about recording or silence. Once that's done, I could edit when he's back. There's no worries about that aspect anymore, about sound or noise. And so I can get a little bit more lax when it comes to the rest of my day. But the first thing I do every day is I try to bang out a YouTube video during my silent moment of the day. Again, that's just me. It doesn't have to be for you, but it really works for me. This is also can be for IGTV. It could be Instagram stories. It could be anything that you want to do if you need some silence in the morning. Morning is usually less hectic, less phone calls coming in, etc. Once that's done, once I edit it, once it's uploaded, I shut down YouTube for the day and I move on. And that's when if I have sponsored posts, I work on that. If I have, usually what I try to do is that if I have a sponsored post, I always try to get three or so non-sponsored posts in between. I don't like to have any back-to-back sponsored content. So it depends on what my week looks like. So if I had something go out that's sponsored, I then make sure I'm working double hard to get some non-sponsored in between, because I don't ever want to look like I'm a blog that only has sponsored content. So that's my writing block. So from, I would say, 9:30 to lunch or so, that's when I'm writing, and that's when I'm trying to get a post out. And you're saying, do you really get a post out every day? I'm trying not to do that anymore. I did that every single day since 2005, and I would get 4 or 5 out a day. I have a different mentality when it comes to that, and I'm trying not to do that anymore. I'm trying to put higher quality posts out, and if that takes me 3 days to put one out, then that's okay. And it's really hard. It's really hard for me to let go of that. You don't have to post every day. That is a workaholic sickness that I have to remove myself from, and it's not funny. It's I really struggle with that. I really struggle with not putting out new content every day. It really bothers me when I don't do that. But I'm working on my old content and not necessarily focusing on new content. But I still give myself that time block because things come up. I like working on future stuff. I'm actually working on summer content now because I'm really trying to look ahead and trying to know that I want to take the summer off. So no matter what, I always give myself that writing block. So I am drafting out stuff. I have about 12 recipes that I am writing for the summer. These are all recipes that are going to go out in June and July. And I'm sorry, July and August. I have a big vacation coming up at the end of August. I'm planning already for this time. And I have this content ready to go out during that time because I really do want to enjoy the summer. And so that block is dedicated for that specific purpose, writing ahead and writing new content. And if it goes live or not is another situation. I have to actually control myself and say, don't publish this, save this for next week. After lunch, I have a quick lunch at home. And then from 12 to about 2:20, 3 o'clock, I then do a quick email sweep. I go through everybody, respond to everybody, do what I have to do. And then I go and I edit old posts. This is what I'm doing for the last couple of months. I'm going and I'm breaking up paragraphs. I'm allowing more spaces in my blog for more ads. I'm interlinking. I have never interlinked in my life. How great is that? I'm interlinking old posts. I'm doing the ugly, dirty work that I really wish I could hire somebody full-time to do. And I think I would give them one of my children if they did it properly. But I'm doing the ugly, dirty work, and I do that for about 2 to 3 hours a day. When my son comes home, I sort of turn it off. I turn it off and, we get ready for dinner. We do his homework. Then the other two come home and it's complete chaos, and now we're the family of 5 and it's ballet and soccer and lacrosse and it's just family time during that segment. But that's when I have the phone. The phone remains in my hand, and that's when I check my YouTube app and I respond to comments. That's when, if everybody is sitting, I'll pop open Pinterest and I'll pin live for 10 to 15 minutes. That's when I'll go on Twitter and I'll retweet a few friends and I'll pop some random thing live. I do that stuff in the in-between. I don't have that necessarily scheduled. I should have that scheduled, but I really don't. I do that sort of in the minutes when everything is calm and normal and safe, and she's doing homework, he's playing on the computer, the other one's with the dog, and then I can steal 5 minutes and I can comment on, Facebook posts, on Facebook comments on my page. I could reply to them or whatever the story is. So I do that mostly in the afternoon. Those are not time blocked for me. I just know personally I'm able to do that during the in-betweens. If you're not able to remember to do that stuff in the in-betweens, I would absolutely time block that in. I would say from 10 to 10:15, live pin. From 10:15 to 10:30, engage on Facebook. If you need to have that in your life, then you need to incorporate that in part of your schedule. I really don't. I just sort of do that throughout the day. But I really do try to do it every day. I really do try to do it every day. And then once a post is live, there's a whole slew of other things that I do while the post is live. Tailwind tribes and co-schedule and but that's another list. I mean, that I don't do every day. I only do that when I try to put something live. And like I said, I'm not really putting things live every single day anymore, or at least I'm trying not to. So time blocking, that would be my per day. That's a per day. And that's about nowadays 80% of the time, because I don't really do a lot of fashion YouTube videos or cooking YouTube videos. I really would love to do cooking YouTube videos. I cook every single day. I would love to just pop a camera up and just show how to make a really quick and easy dinner for mom. I'm not fancy. I'm not one of these fancy baker bloggers, or it would really just be for regular moms who just have 25 minutes and they want to feed their kids. That's sort of how I would love to do it. But I don't do that. I don't do those type of videos. If I did those videos, what I would do is I would time block days. So if I knew that I had to get certain videos out, and I knew I had to get a certain number of the same content out, I would time block days. I would say Tuesday is the day that I'm going to cook multiple things and I'm going to shoot all morning. Wednesday is the day that I'm going to edit all that footage. Thursday is the day that I'm going to search keywords and post them up as drafts or whatever the story may be. I would time block my days out differently. I wouldn't be worried about hours. I would be worried about days. So when I used to do a lot of fashion on Instagram late last year, I tried to do that for 2 or 3 months, and it was really a little bit too much for me. I would do it. I would choose a day, and I would go and I would with my husband, and we would shoot 5 outfits in one day because I got my hair done and I had my makeup done, and all I had to do was just run home, switch an outfit, and then drive to a park 2 minutes away, and then we would come home and I would switch another outfit, and then suddenly I had 300 photos all from one day. And that would be my shooting day, my fashion photography day. I would not, there's no way on the planet that I would be photo ready 5 days a week. Me personally, I cannot do that. I don't have the capacity to do that. I'm too heads down. I'm a worker bee. I like to work. I like the nitty gritty of not programming, because this isn't programming, but I like the editing and the going back and fixing the structure and all of that. I like doing that stuff. It's not, for me, it's not about the pretty picture on Instagram. That's not like what draws me into this industry. So one day a week, I would dedicate it to that, and that would be the end of it. But we stopped doing that because it just, I don't know, I just have, there's just only so much I can handle. The unicorns and pixie dust of Instagram. It's suffocating to me, that industry. But so for me, I would time block days if you did a specific thing. So if you are a food blogger, I would say, okay, Monday I'm going to cook, Tuesday I'm going to edit, Wednesday I'm going to whatever. Or if that's impossible, if you cook every dinner, that's a little bit harder. If you're really legitimately shooting every single dinner, like I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said she had a party. She had a party for her friends one day, and she just served like 15 appetizers, 6 drinks, photographed the whole entire thing, and then she had like 2 months worth of content. One day shoot. And that's a really smart way to do it, because you don't have to spend so much time setting up the shot and the lighting and worrying about the lighting. Is it a good day? Is it not a day? It's just all done. Your table set is done. Everything is pretty. You don't have to worry about doing that over and over and over again. Whereas if you really are truly cooking, photographing your dinner every meal, that's a little bit harder. But I mean, it's definitely great for your family. They get to eat this delicious food that you're making, but it's just a little harder on your part, is all I'm trying to say. Time blocking is a godsend. It's actually a godsend for me. And and if you want to do it another way, if you're not into photography or fashion, food or fashion, and you're not doing videos, Monday could be the day that you sit down and you just write. You just dump your thoughts, like you write your 3 posts in one day. And then maybe Tuesday is the day that you edit. And Wednesday is the day you shoot your photos. And then next week you have three posts ready to go live. You could split it up any way you want, but it's just a way to like think about your business, thinking about how you can tackle the never-ending workload. It is a never-ending workload. I was thinking about that yesterday, and I said, we're never done. Like, it's never done. Like, I could fix my website until the end of time. There's never going to be a day that I go, I did it. Fixed. Website's fixed. Never going to be a day when that happens. It is a constant, slow uphill climb. And it is what it is. You just have to sort of figure that out. And with the summer, that's when it gets really hard and impossible. In the summer, it gets impossible for moms who have children who are home. It's just impossible. And that's why I'm trying so hard to just at least get my content done before these kids get out of school, at a minimum 1 or 2 posts a week. So if I do fall back because we're going to the beach, my numbers won't suffer. That's the thought process, at least. That's what I'm trying to do this month. And that's it. That's my conversation for the day. And I hope that helped you. And until next time, bye.